Welcome back. He is the 2025 Social Media Personality of the Year Judges Pick for Jamaicans.com's Best of Jamaica Awards. Milton Foster was recognized for using digital platforms to educate Jamaicans on language and culture through consistent, accessible, and engaging content. He describes himself as a musician, composer, audio engineer, filmmaker, and polyglot. So welcome to Weekend Smile. Hi, Milton. How are you?
Hi, Talia. Good morning.
I mentioned, a few of your titles. You've worked in music, film, and audio engineering. And tell me now what actually drew you to these creative fields.
Well, from an early age, I was always exposed to the arts. Naturally, as an artistic child, you get into JCDC, performing arts and that sort of thing. So, I was always into writing music. I started piano classes at the age of 5 and was always into writing songs, eventually got into beat making and so on. And I really wanted to figure out how to make a career out of working in music and working in the arts in general. And I landed on audio engineering as just something that would be a little bit more sustainable and flexible in terms of having a career that I could train for and something that would have various areas of specialization.
Okay. I mean, you've worked with some big names in the industry.
A few,
right? And your studio, Sonoric Studios, it has actually worked on projects for Netflix and HBO Max. What were those about? Tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, so I didn't do those projects through the studio specifically. But I do a lot of work with local media and film production companies. I've worked on Bob Marley's One Love film that came out in 2024.
Right.
And as well as a TV series, Get Millie Black, which is on HBO Max.
Right.
I did some sound effects recording as well as location sound, being on set, the guy with the microphone in the air, holding the mics, recording talent and recording other sounds as well.
All right, so tell me about the content creation side now. Tell us here at the Jamaican Polyglot.
Yeah.
Right, so tell me about what the type of content you create.
In terms of all of the fields that I'm in, I decided to start making content about languages because I felt like in terms of Afro-Caribbean representation in the space of people who learn languages and people who talk about language learning, I didn't really see anybody that looked like me. One of the closest content creators that I could possibly draw parallels to is Jo Franco, and she's based in New York City. She's a polyglot and filmmaker as well. And I really wanted to create a space where I could share about my passion for language learning, share just to create a platform where I could also educate non-Jamaicans about Jamaica from our perspective, but in the languages that I speak as well.
Okay, so you speak all of these languages?
I speak English, Patois, Brazilian Portuguese, Spanish, and a tupsa French.
No. Milton, when you learn all of this?
Between high school and university. I told myself if I want to engineer in Miami, if I want to produce in Miami, then I have to learn Spanish. So I started looking up tutorials on how to learn Spanish in 4th form and started downloading some apps, meeting people from different countries, doing video calls and just trying different things until I found a way to kind of work my way with Spanish.
Wow, okay.
And then on to Portuguese.
Okay, so you moved from one through to the next and you just kept going.
Yeah, man.
So tell me now about you reaching so many viewers, I mean hundreds of thousands of viewers, and you really just want to make a change in terms of your education and just your cultural and multilingual content, right? And so that is really what your focus is on your social media.
Yeah, right now I really feel like in terms of what Jamaica and the Caribbean needs in the content creation space, people tend to classify us as a monolith, We're either, we're still extremely outgoing, we go party, we're creative, we sing, we dance, we act and so on, but we're also intellectual and we're also multilingual, So I'd also want to provide a space for people to realize that, even if you don't go to school for languages or so on. If you're really just dedicated and focused on whatever it is that you'd like to achieve, then you can do it.
And that's why we have the language link up.
Exactly.
So tell me a little bit about that.
So Language Link Up is a language exchange. It's a coming together of people who are interested in speaking and practicing foreign languages. What it really is, it's bridging the gap between those who have access to language classes in schools, or, you know, after you do a CSEC program or a CAPE program, who do you have to talk to?
Okay.
You know, so there's so many tourists, there's so many expats and business persons that are in Jamaica that speak other languages, and Jamaicans that are here that want to learn languages. So it's an opportunity for people to come together,
okay,
practice, and to have cultural exchange as well.
Okay, and then of course your social media work has caught the attention of Jamaicans.com, winning your award. What does this recognition mean to you?
Honestly, it may sound cliche, but I am still processing it, you know, because my focus isn't on necessarily winning an award. It's really about the social impact and shifting the culture around language learning. You know, people think that you just have to be a nerd or dung in the books to learn a language, but it really is a means of communication. So you can discover the arts, you can discover, you can expand your career prospects for whatever it is that you want to do through language. So that's really my focus.
Oh, wow. And what would you say has been the most rewarding feedback you have received based on, you know, your interaction from your online community so far?
Every now and again, I get messages from across the Jamaican diaspora, and people in Latin America are slowly tuning in as well. It really is just... It feels good to get the messages every now and again to say, hey, you know, I'm also into learning languages, and I felt like this was just a thing that, you know, I was interested in, or, you know, the particular person was interested in. And honestly, yeah, I just feel good in terms of making something that is a quality product, in terms of the content that I produce, and things that can enable others as well.
And what is next for you, Milton, and your online community? What can we look forward to?
Well, you can look forward to more videos in the languages that I speak. I'd love to educate the international community about Jamaican history, Jamaican culture, the arts, and so on in the languages. But of course, you know, I will be doing some more educational content every now and again, and mixing it in with all of the different areas of interest. And of course, Language Link Up is yet to come.
All right. Well, Milton, thank you so much for sharing with us. Congratulations to you, and all the very best. All right?
Thank you very much.
All right, guys. That was Milton Foster. We Can Smile. We'll be right back.
I'm a Jamaican and I speak 4 languages. Of course, people don't really believe me when I say I speak 4 languages. Me a Jamaican and I chat 4 languages. Of course, people are going to tell me say pato ano language. You know what then? So I'm aquí no hablo 4 idiomas. Y claro que la gente, después de preguntarme cómo fue que aprendí a hablar español, me va a preguntar si utilizo una tal hierba. A que siempre les digo que no, porque no todos los jamaiquinos son como los estereótipos, mi gente. Eu sou jamaicano e falo 4 idiomas. E é claro que eu quero conhecer São Luís do Maranhão. Je suis jamaïcain et le français c'est la 5e langue que j'essaie d'apprendre. J'aime les langues, j'aime les gens, j'aime la culture. Mon français c'est pas parfait et c'est ça. Yeah, so I just want to big up all of my Jamaican people and if you feel like say you can learn a language or you want to learn a language, go for it. Me there for tell you say you can do it.